Okay, create the file mouse event.html in data binding folder. In that we have to create one function in the head section, the script, and then under body part you will write the one heading mouse events syntax example. Mouse event how to call, we are seeing that inside a small difference you will understand. Now write a function here, variable function 1. We can write inside alert it's working. Alert it's working. Next, after that, come down, follow a button, right inside, single click, and on a click we can call here a function name is 1. On click. So on click it will call the function 1, and inside the function 1, depend on functionality what you have written, that will give the output. But function 1 when it will call, it will say simply alert it's working. We can run this file directly in the browser. Whichever the method you know to run, you can run that. Let me run here. Once you click here, it will say it's working. Single click. So likewise, we have many more. So we can write here the next button on DBL click. On DBL click. It's called double click. On DBL click, we can follow here. DBL click, same function, just right here. The double click. Double click. So function 1 will call one place on single click. Function 1 will call on another place on double click. So here the user type of interaction is different. One place user is interacting using the single click. Another place user is going to interact using the double click. In the term of JavaScript, this type of interaction will be called as events. In the term of JavaScript, the type of interaction will be called as an event. Let me come to the browser and show you what is happening. Single click, first button will work, definitely. System is little slow for some time. First button, single click is working. Second button, double click we have to do. So here type of interaction got changed. The user is interacting through the keyboard and a system to the application, where the type of interaction is one place is a click and another place is double click. So in the term of this type of interaction, what we are doing here, it is going to call as a Java events. Okay? So I will write here in the single line answer saying like the type of user interaction, the type of user interaction with the UI, is called event in JavaScript. In Java, script, JavaScript. The type of user interaction will be called as an event. The type of user interaction will be called as an event in the term of JavaScript. Okay. So hope ready. Let's go next. Write one more button and implement here on mouse down. On mouse down. So it says do a left click or do a right click. Anything from the computer keyboard, from the mouse, or maybe through the touchpad. Whether you do the left click button or do the right click button on this, do the left click or right click. In both the case, this event will fire. That is called on mouse down. In both the cases, whether you do the left click or you do the right click, in the both the cases, your mouse is being pressed. Mouse is being pressed. Whether it's a left key or right key, no problem. Mouse is being pressed. When the mouse is getting pressed, that is called a mouse down in the term of JavaScript. This is the different event that will fire for both the action, whether it's a left click or it's a right click. Save it and again we'll check how it is happening. On mouse down. So here, when we go, do the left click, also happening. Do the right click, also happening. Other place, if you do the right click, something else will appear. You can see here, in the second button, I did right click, some other options are coming. But in this left click, something else, and right click, something else. Okay, right click, the whatever the copy and other options comes by default, that will not come here. Next, after that, we have another event that we can create a button here and we can see that is called on mouse enter and on mouse enter. On mouse enter. So this event will fire when as soon as your mouse pointer will try to enter inside the button area. Mouse enter will execute mouse enter event will get call, mouse enter event will get fire as soon as your cursor, as soon as your mouse pointer will try to enter under the button area. After entering under the button area, there is no problem. At the time of entering, as soon as it will step in, the event will get fire, and then you can see the functionality which we have written, it will come. Okay, let us see now what is happening on mouse enter. When I go here, as soon as mouse will enter, alert will get fire. As soon as the mouse will enter, alert will get fire. Here, event is getting fire. But in case if you are inside the mouse pointer area, see if you are here, no problem at all. But the when event is getting fire, as your cursor will try to come inside. That's here. See, once it will go inside, there is no problem. Okay, I press the enter key, alert gone, my cursor is inside. So when it is getting fire, when the event is going call, on mouse will enter inside the area. As soon as the mouse will enter inside the area, then alert will get fire. Let's another one we have on mouse out. On mouse out. Out. Mouse will touch the button, no problem. Move inside, no problem. But once the mouse will leave the area, once the mouse pointer will go out of the button area, then event will fire. Mouse out. Mouse out. Mouse out. Once we touch by mouse and move from there out, then this event will call. Let me go here. I came inside. I'm moving my pointer inside, no problem at all. Okay. But when this cursor will move out, then alert will fire. See, when we are here, there is no problem. Once our cursor went out, then alert got fire. Right? So this all we can use for different type of functionality inside the application according to need, according to project requirement. User will not know, user will not understand. I move the mouse here, anything happen also inside the background. Yes, he will touch by mouse and the analytics part will understand, yes, user has put the mouse here, user cursor has come here, user has clicked here. Okay, so these all are important function of events of your JavaScript. Another one you have on mouse move. On mouse move. Move. On mouse move, what it says? The mouse enter says once your cursor is coming inside, at the entry point event will get fire. On mouse out says at exit point. Once you come inside, no problem. At exit point, when the cursor will try to move out of the button area, not only button, it can be division, paragraph, you can apply anywhere. When the cursor is trying to move out from the area, then event will be fire. Okay, another one more we have called on mouse move. Whenever your cursor will change the pointer, whenever the location of pointer will change, whenever the cursor pointer will move from one location to other location, it can be in the pixel, it can be, you can say anything. As the cursor will change the position, what will happen? Mouse move event will get fire, and after that you will get some functionality. Mouse move. Whenever your mouse is moving, whenever your cursor is moving, changing the position, this event will get fired. Okay, now next, let me show you how that works. Once your mouse will touch here, alert will come. And even the cursor will be here only, definitely, and alert will keep coming. Because it says like as soon as your cursor will change the position, alert will fire. If cursor will change the position, event will fire every time. Right? So hope this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 event is clear for you. According to need, we are going to use that. See, inside the JavaScript, what you want to do, that is the next matter. Connectivity from the HTML to JavaScript, on which behavior of user, when we should call the JavaScript, when user is interacting with the application, what is the type of interaction? Through the keyboard he is doing anything, or from the mouse he is doing anything? Through the mouse he is doing anything, so what he is doing? He is moving the mouse, he enter somewhere, he move out somewhere, he click somewhere, he double click somewhere, right? So those everything can be tracked by the JavaScript. Now come inside, right here, on change. On change. This can be on change. We can implement with the keyboard also, through mouse also, both we can implement. On change. Call the function one. Option. Choose. Some city name you add here. Okay, save it and check now. Once your cursor will change the position, okay, hope ready. Let's come to the browser. In browser, we can see one drop down will appear. Whenever you change any option from here, as we change the option, alert will come. Whenever you change the option, alert will come. Right? Alert is coming here. That is called on change. On change event. So these all are under the mouse related. Now in the same, write one more H1. Or better create a separate file, keyboard event.html. We can create a separate file, keyboard event.html. Keyboard events.html. You can start from HTML and follow the head tag. Right here full script, close the script. Go to the body, inside body, H1 we can add again, keyboard events, syntax example. Okay, go ahead. Right here, a paragraph wise we can add. First paragraph on key press event input type equal to text on key press. Now you will write here a default value for that. Some value will write called apple. Apple. Okay. Now on key press equal to, I will call a function call function one. Let's write the function one. Alert it's working. Check till here if it works. Under the text box, we need to press any key A, B, C, D. Anything once you press, alert will come. After that, we'll make this function as a dynamic function. After that, we'll make this function as a dynamic function. Okay, so we wrote. Let us check now. If you press any key, alert will come. Press any key. As soon as any key you will press, alert will come. Name is called Hafiz MX. I have messaged something. Please reply once. Hafiz Muhammad something. I have messaged you in the chat, Zoom chat. You can check once and reply it. Okay, hope working. Now let's go. You can make this function as a parameterized function. Right here, this dot value. This dot value. The value of current text box. 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 As soon as you press any key, the value of current text box will go to the function one. We need to capture under the variable. Any variable you can write here input. This input variable we can keep as a alert here. Input. Then you will see once you press the key, Apple will come as a alert. As soon as you press the key, you will get the alert as a Apple. Once you press the key, alert will come. Hello. Yeah, tell me. You can call on this number 10 o'clock or 10:30. Person will be available. So 10:30 counseling team will be available. They will guide you. Tell me your name. We will arrange a call for you. Wow. You will get a call at 10:30. Okay. So the page is running. You are able to enter the value. Whichever the value enter, that will come as a alert. It is so here. When we enter any key here, suppose I press M, apple will come the alert. After that, M will appear. Next character, if I press N, apple M will come. The current value will not come. It will take the old value. The value was already present there, that value will appear. The value was already available under the text box, that value will appear. Okay. The current value will not come. Okay, right. Hope you check. One name is called Hafiz Muhammad. Can you reply anything? Else I'll remove you from the list. Let me write here. Okay, no reply. Then next 2 minutes I'll remove you. Let's go next. Write the next paragraph. That is for on key up or maybe on key down. On key down. Input type equal to text, value equal to mango, on key down equal to call the function one and pass inside this dot value. This dot value. This dot value. This dot value. Mango. So what will happen is when you press any key, as soon as the key down will happen, as soon as the key down will happen, this is on key press and this is called on key down. Okay. You will not find any difference in that. Both are same. You can check it. In the first case also, if you press any key, similar apple will come as alert. In the second case also, if you press the key, mango will come as alert. Okay, let's go ahead. Next, after that, we can check it. Let's come to the browser. When I press here the key, suppose M, apple is coming. When I press here as a M, mango is coming. The current value we have not received in both the cases. Here let me press A, Apple M came. A has not come. Here I press the A. In alert you can see okay, hope coming. Now let me go ahead, write the next one. On key press, on key you can say up. Another event we have on key up. Is it like on key up? On key up. So till you will not leave the key, this event will not fire. Suppose if you press the key, once you press the key, after pressing the key, if keep hold, you cannot see any alert at all. When alert will come? Once we leave the key. So for example, I'll go here and I will see here mango is there. I'll press M and I'll hold it. You can't see the alert because key up has to be. Still key is down. Event is on key up. Once the key up will happen, then it will come. So now I'm leaving the key. You can see all the value will come together. Whichever the key we have pressed, all will come. Let me roll it. Mango, I press M. You can see M is coming. B is coming. C is coming. So on key up will take the current value as well as old value, both. On key up will take the current value as well as old value. On key down and on key press will not capture the current value. It will give only old value. Okay. On key up will capture old value as well as current value.
Shiram, there is one more difference is there. I found there means on key between on key press and on key down. In on key down, the arrow when we are clicking on the down arrow button in the keyboard, at that time also we have a pop-up coming up. But in on key press, that up and down keyboard, up and down and left and right, that is not giving any
You can check the keyboard
alert.
combination that I have not checked which key will work, which will not work. But when we write some content, ABCD, if we try, it will happen in all the
Yeah,
cases.
content wise it's same. Yeah. Only the arrow down, up, I just saw the difference.
Okay, hope ready. Now on key up, what it says? On key up says like till you will hold the key after pressing, it will not give you anything. When it will give the anything, once you leave the key. Once the key will up, then alert will come. So this on key up you are going to use every time for search purpose. Whenever we create a search box, under the search box, when we type something in internet, automatically suggestion comes, or maybe on the basis of type given input, some output comes, right? So in that case, most of the places people use on key up. On key up, on key press, on key down very less, but on key up will be frequently used. Let's come down, we have one more call, on focus. On focus. Okay, on focus. On focus is like as soon as your cursor will come, on focus is as soon as your cursor will come under the text box, as soon as your cursor will come under the text box, automatically like event will go to the JavaScript. That how that comes, let's look at here, keep one more paragraph. On key, on key press, this is on focus. Okay. On focus. On focus, change the event here. On focus, change the event as a on focus. After that, after that, let's come to the browser. Press any key. As soon as you press the key, you will find suddenly automatically alert will start coming. Okay. Once you click on text box, whether you go through the keyboard or mouse, no matter, whenever you click on text box, inside the text box, automatically alert will start coming. So we'll go here and let's see. On focus is through keyboard or mouse. Once your cursor will come in, alert will get fire. See, alert got fire. It will not wait for anything. Just as soon as your cursor pointer will come inside, alert will get fire automatically. Event will call. Simply, once the cursor pointer will come in, event will get called. Okay, so let's go here and check how that works. Alert will not allow because your cursor every time is here only. Cursor is there itself. So if the cursor is inside, if the cursor is inside, okay. So we'll go here and we can reload the page directly. Then alert will get removed automatically. Next we have call on blur. We have another event called on blur. On blur. On blur. Here change the event to the on blur. On blur. On blur event will say if you come inside the text box, do anything, no problem at all. When this event will get fired, once the user will click outside. After coming inside, if you do anything, there is no problem. Event will not fire at all. When the event will get fired, once your cursor will move out. Means after typing anything, if you click outside, then the event will fire. After typing, if you click outside, then the event will fire. So let's check how that works. It is here. When we go mango, apple, orange, type anything, no problem at all. Once you click outside, after that alert will come. That is called on blur. When your focus will out, when your cursor will move out. Okay, when your cursor will move out, when the focus will be off. When focus will be off, when cursor will go out, then event will get fired. Okay, so it's a different type of events we have according to need. Wherever we required, we can use it. Right. Next, come down. In body, we have a event called onload. Onload equal to, you can call a event call same. Call the function one. Single quote. Welcome back. So whenever you reload the page, this event will keep calling automatically. Whenever you reload the page, this event will call automatically. Okay. So hope you check that. Once you type inside, you will not have anything. Once you keep outside, once your cursor will go out, then alert will come. Then the event will get fired. So different type of events we have. According to need, we are going to call it. Come next. Onload event will say as you reload the page. Whenever you reload the page, this message will come. Welcome back. Whenever you reload the page, welcome back will come. That is called onload. Onload. Whenever the page will load, whenever the page will reload, that every page reload, this alert will keep calling. Every reload, this alert will keep calling. Every reload event will fire, an event will call the function, and function will give something. Let's go ahead for the next now. We have on submit that we will be learning once we come under the form validation. In form validation, we learn on submit event, how that works. Next will be this part, this main part of your JavaScript, that is how to send the value from JavaScript to HTML and HTML to JavaScript. Okay, so go ahead and let's work on next point. That is called inner HTML and inner text. So next example we are going to create, that will not be only button, that will be like sending the value from HTML to JavaScript and again returning back the value to the JavaScript. Next file will create called data binding one.html. Our next file will be data binding one.html. Data binding one.html. Data binding one.html. Data binding one.html. Start from HTML. A section will come. A script will come. We will do something in that. Go for body tab. So first we need to understand in HTML we have many type of tag. Some tags are input tag, some tags are output tag. Using input tag, we collect the input from user. Using output tag, we display the output to user, right? Using input tag, we collect the input from user, and using output tag, we display the output to user. Okay, so here the question is, when JavaScript want to communicate with the input tag, how it will communicate? When JavaScript want to communicate with the output tag, how it will communicate? That's the one point. Another point, when you come to the output tag, you have different type of tag, division, paragraph, image. When you come to the input tag, you have different type of input tag. Correct? So for this all, we need to understand the JavaScript data binding part in such a way where the concept should be complete clear. Okay? It should not be mix of everything. So for that, we will understand first 2 points. The point number one is as a inner text and inner HTML. Very, very important for HTML, for JavaScript also, for React also, for Angular also, for jQuery also. Everywhere, wherever you have the, whether you have a library of JavaScript or directly framework of JavaScript or direct JavaScript, wherever you are using, you must have to go through this inner text and inner HTML. Important of, you can say, backbone of your data binding. Okay, through these two only, if JavaScript can communicate with the HTML in very smart way, and HTML can talk to the JavaScript in very proper way. Okay, so create one file we created data binding. There will get the difference of these two, inner text and inner HTML. Now come to this file, data binding one. Now see, we have started the HTML first day, second day we have discussed. I have explained you, I have written clearly also, maybe we have made the note or we discussed directly. Like in HTML, in HTML, whichever the tags we have, all the tags are called as a tag in HTML. Definitely in HTML is a tag, so it will be called as a tag itself. But when you look CSS point of view, you can't call it a tag. Okay, CSS point of view, you cannot call it a tag. You have to call as a selector. All the HTML tags will be called as a selector in the CSS. But same HTML want to communicate with the JavaScript. So in the term of JavaScript, your all the HTML tags will be called as a element. Element. So you can say HTML tag you have open close here. This becomes a one element. Head is open close, becomes another element. Body is open close, that becomes another element. So whichever the tag we have in HTML, all the tags, okay, in the term of JavaScript is going to call as a which one? Element. It's going to call as a element in the term of JavaScript. That is the one thing to remember. Another thing to remember is where HTML start and where HTML end. Okay? In one page, you cannot open HTML 2 times. Your document structure will be wrong. Okay, your document structure will be wrong. So in one page, you can open the HTML only one time. You can close the HTML one time. Body you can open one time, and body you can close one time. Okay. So here our JavaScript says, right? JavaScript says in HTML page, where you start the HTML and where you end the HTML. This entire area will be called as a document. This entire area will be called as what? It's called as a document. This entire area is going to call as a document. Now after that, inside the HTML page, all the HTML tags are called as a element. Inside the HTML page, all the HTML tags are called as a element. Okay. All the HTML tags are called as element. So number one, you said like HTML to HTML is called a document, and inside the document, all the tags are called a element. So we can say document is the main container and element is the sub container. Document meaning is what? HTML start to HTML end. It's called a document. Element meaning is what? All the HTML tags are called a element. Then we can say document becomes a main container and element becomes a sub container. Since from HTML to HTML, this entire area is the document, whereas body is the element, head is the element. So head is the part of document, body is the part of document. But body is not called a tag now, body is called a element. Look at here, what I am going to write. I am going to write a function here called 1. A function 1. Inside the function 1, if I write one line, 1 equal to parameter, okay. If I write here, document dot, document represents the current page. Inside the document dot, there is a function in JavaScript called get element. Get element by ID, by class name, by tag name. We have 10-12 options we have. 10-12 functions we have. Okay. So we are going to locate, we are going to find a element in current page by ID. So we will use apply a function here, get element by ID. Get element by ID. So what it says, in current document, search those elements whose ID is ABC. Whose ID is ABC. So get element by ID is the function of JavaScript. It will help you to find a element in your current page, to find a element in current page using ID. So now what will happen? As soon as this function will execute, this function will start searching in current page. Is there any element whose ID is ABC? So as of now, we don't have any ID called ABC. We don't have any element called ABC. So then what will happen? At this place, it will become fail. It cannot find, it cannot locate the element because the element is not exist. So it will give the error called null. Null. Okay, undefined element null. Okay. Now what we say? In case if ABC is exist, then inside the ABC, using inner text, send some message called hi. It's working. Hi, it's working. Now what we have to do? We have to write a division here, and for that division, we have to give the ID equal to which ID? ABC. So once we call this function, under the function, the get element by ID function will start locating, it will start searching in your current document. Is there any element whose ID is ABC? If ID ABC exists, then using inner text property of JavaScript, send some text message saying like, hi, it's working. Now other place, here I will not send directly, let me keep under the p tag to understand yes what is happening. P tag, not p tag, let me follow the h1 tag. H1 tag. So we generated a HTML message, and this HTML message through inner text we are sending to where ABC element. Let me write one more function as a function 2 here. In the function 2, we will write document.getElement by ID ABC only. So we are asking the function 2 to search in current document to search in current document. If there is any element, if there is any element called ABC, then in ABC using inner HTML, HTML will be capital. Using inner HTML, send a message, hi, it's working. But both the place we have used the H1 tag. Both the place we have used the H1 tag. Both the place we have used the H1 tag. Now, before running, you understand, when we use the inner text, when we use the inner text property, H1 will be working like a text. It will not have any impact in your browser. H1 will display just like a H1 only. But when you use the inner HTML, H1 will not display as a H1. H1 will convert into the H1 will get compiled by your browser, and hi, it's working will come like a big font size. It will not display directly as H1. Now, how that all will work? Let's create two button here. Create two button here, and then click on that. Call inner text, and one more call inner HTML. Inner HTML. Now, in first button, click on click equal to. We'll call a function call one. On click here, call a function call two. After that, I will follow one or two BR so that when the page will run, it will look better. Okay, see. Button one click, we are calling function one. Button two click, we are calling the function two. Now, function one says like there is a content, it's inside the H1, and we are following the inner text, and we are sending this content using inner text to those elements whose ID is ABC. So your get element by ID function will search in current page. If ABC is exist, then inside that using inner text property, some content will get assigned. Now exact similar content we are giving to function number two and saying like when the user will click on second button, you get call yourself, and after that search in current document. If there is an element called ABC, then using inner HTML property, pass some message, and that is in the form of HTML. Now, if you run the page, then actual will get to know what is the inner text and what is the inner HTML. Okay, functionality point of view, both will work, but since one place is inner text, another place is inner HTML, some difference will happen. Both. Check this. I will share you this both the function. Is a camel case, maybe first one or two example you will face problem, but we'll keep right. Many example will create. You will understand it easily. Okay, a script part I sent you. You check now and compare once. And are you able to find any difference? Hope you are trying. You can check once. Anything? Anyone found any difference? Inner HTML, inner text.
Yes, here I'm actually when I'm clicking on button one, and the text will like it will display like with HTML H1 tag also. When I click on second button, only the text display, and it will be like big size, bold size.
No, let us see here. Inner text. Just work like a text. Whether you have HTML data, CSS data, JavaScript data, no matter at all. It will send directly code in the browser. Your text, your message have the HTML code that will not get compiled by Java, your browser. Your browser will consider it as a text and it will display like as a text only. So we can say whenever we use the inner text, our HTML code will not get compiled. It will just display in the form of text. But when we use the inner HTML, when we use the inner HTML, the HTML code will be defined, and after that, not display the code. It will display the output of the tag. See here, this is the H1, this is the value of H1, and here you can see it's just like this. So it is going to help you a lot when you are going to work on data binding. Inner HTML is a complete, we can say everything. For every we have so many things inside the inner HTML. Right? Hope you got these two ideas. See the camel case. JavaScript is a complete camel case. We have to follow the proper, else it will not work. Like get, you can see a small element is capital, by B is capital, ID I is capital. So if your the keyword is combination of, if the keyword is combination of multiple words, if the keyword is a combination of multiple words, then first word will be small, second word first character capital, third word first character capital, fourth word first character is a capital. For example, get, one word. Everything is small. Element is the second word, E is capital. Third word, by, B is capital. Fourth word, ID, I is capital. So we will remember this structure. When multiple words will come together, then the first character, everything will be first word will be small. Second word and words, everything will be first character is a capital. First character is a capital. Okay. So your study video is there already uploaded. Night I have uploaded it and follow if required. And then again, we'll see you tomorrow with the complete data binding example. There we will see image related input output, both taking the value from text box, sending the value to division, all like many examples will be there. It will be very helpful. Okay, so this file shall I share in a chat?